Did you hear about pharmacovigilance and also FDA, EMA, and Good Pharmacovigilance Practice or GVP? What is the meaning of this term and their relation to pharmacovigilance? Please stay till the end and I have a surprise for you. First, we will start with pharmacovigilance. What is pharmacovigilance? Pharmacovigilance is a set of activities related to detection, assessment, understanding, and prevention of adverse event or any other medicinal product or medicinal devices or veterinary vaccines or any product taken by human. So let's start in a simplest way. It is a standard operating procedures as activities the medicinal product started taken in clinical trials till post-marketing phase, okay? In the clinical trials, we have certain activities of pharmacovigilance, and in post-marketing, we have also certain activities different than clinical trials activities. The goal here to monitor in post phases benefit risk ratio, okay? If this medicinal product, when taken in clinical trials, the benefit is more than the risk, pharmacovigilance activity in clinical trials, monitor this ratio or monitoring the reports that prove this ratio. And in post-market phase, there is certain activities done by pharmacovigilance also to monitor this benefit-risk ratio. This is the simplest definition of pharmacovigilance. It is certain activities, certain reporting is done by two parts, pharmaceutical companies and regulatory authorities. Certain activities is done by pharmaceutical companies and regulatory authorities, okay? Differ from clinical trials, differ from the post-marketing phase. To monitor, the goal here to monitor benefit-risk ratio. To monitor benefit-risk ratio and keep eye on benefit-risk ratio to ensure the safety of this medicinal product to human subject. Okay. Let's start with what is FDA. So let's talk about what is FDA. FDA is Food and Drug Administration, is responsible for protecting the public health by ensuring the safety and efficacy and the security of human and veterinary drug, also biological product, medicinal device, by ensuring the safety of the human subject when taking all of this product. So how FDA makes sure this product is safe? By standard operating procedures or activities, which is pharmacovigilance activities, is required from the pharmaceutical companies to perform certain activities, okay? And there are also other activities done by regulatory authorities such as FDA and EMA, and I'll talk about EMA next. So FDA require the pharmaceutical companies to perform certain activities, okay, to start clinical trials. Certain activities to first start clinical trials or to continue in performing clinical trials. And when clinical trials are approved, requires certain activity and in form of certain reporting to get approval. To marketing this pharmaceutical product or this product. And also after the approval, require from the pharmaceutical companies certain activities such as certain report to keep the approval of the pharmaceutical product, okay? So this is pharmacovigilance activities that is must be done by the pharmaceutical companies to start clinical trials, to continue in clinical trials, to get the approval for the medicinal product, to keep the approval of the medicinal product. This is called, all of this called pharmacovigilance activities must be finished, such as in the form of reporting. Of course, in a certain reporting, in a certain criteria, in a certain rules, in a certain period of time, all of this must be done. So FDA requires from the pharmaceutical company to do this. Also, in addition of that, FDA perform another activities such as inspection and auditing, and this is a long process. I will explain it later in a short term in other videos, okay? So this is FDA. So let's talk about what is EMA. EMA is a European Union agency in charge of the evaluation and supervision of medicinal product, okay, to get approved in the same process, the same as FDA. EMA is the same process is done also or required by EMA for any pharmaceutical companies want to start the clinical trials, continue the clinical trials, get the approval and keep approval. But the difference here is EMA is the area, and in some certain way the activities that is required, okay, activities that are required, okay. EMA is more complicated than FDA. EMA regulation is more hard than FDA, okay. But the area EMA in European Union, FDA in America, Africa, Gulf area, South America, North America, this certain area. Any pharmaceutical company in this area will follow the activities required by FDA. And if the pharmaceutical company is located in European Union, we will follow the regulation by EMA. Okay, this is the difference between FDA and EMA. EMA is more complicated than FDA, but have the same concept, and they have the same concept, the same activities required, but in the same concept, the same reporting, but the name is differ from FDA than EMA. It's the same principles, the same core principle, but the name of reporting may differ, the name of forms may differ, but the main concept is similar to FDA and EMA. Okay, so this is the main difference between FDA and EMA. When I say regulatory authority, then I mean by that FDA. So when I say regulatory authorities, then I mean FDA and EMA. Okay, so what is the last term? What is good pharmacovigilance practice? GVB. What is good pharmacovigilance or GVB are set of measures to facilitate the performance of pharmacovigilance in European area. So this is mean by that in EMA, the pharmacovigilance activities must follow good pharmacovigilance practice. So this set of activities is defined or well known or well defined in good pharmacovigilance practice. What is good pharmacovigilance practice is about guidelines. Guidelines are divided in two categories, about module specific and population specific. Our main concern in pharmacovigilance modules, it's from module 1 to module 10.5.1.16 module. Okay, so when pharmaceutical companies wanted to start clinical trials, it must follow pharmacovigilance activities in good pharmacovigilance practice related to clinical trials. Let's say again, when a pharmaceutical companies want to start clinical trials, it must know good pharmacovigilance practice and its module of good clinical practice and follow its pharmacovigilance activities to get EMA approval, to start the clinical trials. Okay, so this is the process. If a pharmaceutical company wants to start the clinical trials, it must go to good pharmacovigilance practice modules and its module related to good clinical practice, okay, and perform these activities to get the approval, to get EMA approvals. Okay, so when the pharmaceutical companies wanted to continue these clinical trials, it must apply good pharmacovigilance activity according to good clinical practice rules or guidelines to keep continuing EMA approval for continuing clinical trials. The same process when the pharmaceutical company finish the clinical trials and the benefit risk ratio is high, so it must follow good pharmacovigilance practice relating to post-marketing phase to perform pharmacovigilance activity to get post-marketing approval, okay? To get post-marketing approval. So this is the relation of regulatory authority in FDA and the EMA, and the EMA in good pharmacovigilance practice and their relation to pharmacovigilance. My surprise to you, I will start in a series explaining good pharmacovigilance practice. I will start, so please subscribe and hit the notification button to be the first one to be notified to watch my series about explaining good pharmacovigilance practice, to be aware of EMA regulation, how the process of drug approved, or how the process continue, or how the process started, where to start, what description of each module, and we have 16 modules, and I will start very soon. So please subscribe to this channel and hit notification button to be updated. See you.